Whoa.
That'll wake people up.
We're live. What's going on, people?
Apparently nothing.
Ooh, fancy phone notification.
Ooh.
There it is.
Where's the thing? I don't see the thing popping up now. Oh, well, whatever.
Kiss Meets the Podcast now with no thing popping up.
Now with no thing.
Our thing has gone flaccid.
Such a weird word.
Flaccid.
Yeah. Falls into the same category as moist, I think.
Oh, yeah, you're right. The thing is gone. Huh. Stupid thing.
All right, so we'll get rolling as people come in. So what's up, everybody? We are here this week to do the very short Vinnie Vincent Euphoria EP. We're talking only 4 songs. This thing is might be a good thing. We'll find out.
Yeah.
Since we had such a short album for you this week, we wanted to try to come up with a little something extra to do at the end to, kind of fill a little extra time and, just have some fun. So, we'll talk more about that when we get there. So, hope everyone's doing well. I guess we'll let a few more people try to trickle in before we get rolling.
Come and join us
Yeah.
in our hour of need.
Something we forgot to mention on the last episode that we discussed off air was the announcement of the Kiss Cruise, the reschedule for next year, sailing out on October 29th, my birthday. So anybody out there that wants to buy me a ticket, go ahead. Please feel free.
Me too, just for Halloween's sake.
I promise to bring you a pick back to make it worth your money.
I'm hiding in your suitcase, so I mean, there's that.
Luke is going to be my suitcase.
Oh,
I am, yeah. Yeah.
Now I got to practice fitting inside there.
Wow.
It's a good thing we live together.
Anyone that just tuned in right at that on that sentence,
yeah.
probably just either vomited or clicked off.
Like, I don't know what I'm getting into, but I'm not for this.
They're like, oh man, they were right. Their thing is gone.
Yes.
You're getting into Luke here.
What?
All right, so let's just go ahead and get started. The usual. So we definitely got some really interesting. Michael Groves started Patreon to get tickets to the. Yeah, that's a good idea. Or you could just straight up buy me one, Michael. So.
Yeah, dude. Jeez.
Yeah.
Taiwan. So wow, some pretty interesting outcomes to the recent polls. So
very much.
Yeah. So let's get into those and our usual candor.
Yes, indeed. All right. So very exciting this week. We have entered the round 1 finale. Ooh.
I forgot that was coming already.
Yeah. So yes. This is marked on our Facebook page. You can go check that out right after this podcast is over. Since we're on YouTube now, you can wait about an hour. You can go over to our Facebook right now and take a vote on only 5 this week instead of 6 because these are the last 5 for round 1.
Nice.
So, yes, next week we are going to have our special in-between round. One of the loser songs gets to come back, and you guys are going to get to vote which song gets a second chance. So that'll be next week. I wish I could have posted it this week, but we got to wait for these 5 to be over as well. So real quick, let's go back and talk about what we posted last week. The 6 that we posted previously. The first one was Domino versus Shandy. That was a tough one.
Yeah.
Very close match, too. Shandy wins out 55% of the vote.
Oh,
really?
no.
I can't believe that. Like, I thought for sure Domino was like a sure win on that.
Yeah.
That was hard to choose between, though.
Very close.
But
I got a good feeling Domino could be the one that jumps right back in the loser bracket.
yeah.
It could be. We also posted Tunnel of Love versus Get All You Can Take. And that one, I think, somewhat unsurprisingly to me there, Get All You Can Take, 70% of that vote.
Oh, good.
If there's one thing you can count on in these polls as far as older Kiss albums losing, if it's Gene Simmons solo or Peter Criss solo, it's probably going to lose. Excuse me. We also have Firehouse versus Who Wants to Be Lonely.
I already looked at this, and I'm so sad.
But
yeah,
very surprised how close it was, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yes. As soon as I posted this one, I figured Firehouse for sure. And Firehouse did win, but with only 52% of the vote. So very, very close.
And again, well, Who Wants to Be Lonely is another strong contender that could jump back in there for all we know.
I hope it does.
Yeah.
Very well could. It is in the top, the very, very top percentage. If we, I think we're going to post the top 6. Ooh,
Are you posting those all in like one poll?
Yes.
Or like
only one of those 6 can come back.
Okay.
That might be the toughest decision out of the whole entire thing.
Yeah. And honestly, looking at the top 6 as of this moment right now, I can't even tell you which one I'd pick.
Yeah.
So we also posted Hooked on Rock and Roll versus Strange Ways.
Javier, what's up?
Hey man, what's going on? And just exactly like I said earlier, if it's Gene solo or Peter solo, it's probably going to lose. Strange Ways destroys on this one with 86% of the vote.
Wow.
Yeah.
I
like me. Yeah. I like Strange Ways, but Hooked on Rock and Roll's one that I really like on Peter's. I was sad to see it lose that bad.
Yeah.
We also posted Wall of Sound versus You Make Me Rock Hard. Kind of a weird, very modern Kiss versus sort of modern Kiss. If you count 1988 as being anything modern. You Make Me Rock Hard takes that one with 79%.
Thank God.
Yeah.
Yeah. What I'm saying.
And finally, for last week, we had Cadillac Dreams versus Great Expectations. Another old Kiss versus new Kiss there. New-ish. So Great Expectations, absolutely crushing with 75% of that vote.
I was kind of worried about that.
Right. I was curious. Great Expectations is not one of my favorite older ones, just personally. So I was interested to see which way that one went. Another kind of interesting thing, if you guys didn't see, Aaron Philpott left us a comment on that poll with some very not nice things to say about Cadillac Dreams.
I did see that.
Yeah.
I did not see that, so I'm gonna have to look that up.
Interesting to see the get a glimpse into the opinion there for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so for our final five, and again, this is the round one finale. So super excited to get into round two. I don't know about you guys. I
Oh, absolutely.
starting to
Yeah.
feel like it was never going to come. So
Yeah.
getting the last ones out of the way this week, and then our second chance next week. The ones we posted just now today, you can go vote on right now. The first one, Shock Me versus Radioactive.
That's officially the hardest one of this whole round for me.
Yeah, that is wow.
I'm sitting here like staring at it because I don't know which one I want to pick.
There were a
I'm
couple
stuck.
real tough ones here. Yeah. Our second one here, Room Service versus Nothing to Lose. That was really tough for me.
Yeah, that was tough for me too, like, because I love both those songs.
We also have Stand versus All American Man. I think we all know which direction that one's going to go.
Yeah.
I would love to be proved wrong. I do honestly like Stand a lot. It would be hilarious to see that beat All American Man. If the people are out there, do it. We had another one that was really hard for me personally, Master and Slave versus War Machine.
That was so hard.
Yeah,
I
that-
literally I was talking to Eli before, when you posted them before we started this, and I was like, "Are you kidding me with those two? Like, I can't choose between those two."
Michael, I agree. I just clicked on Radioactive myself.
Ooh.
I think that
God.
was close, honestly.
I love Shock Me, but Radioactive,
Right.
just a little bit of an edge for me.
Yeah.
Special-
It stands
special
out. That
I mean,
one
that-
being one of the better ones on Gene's album, that one kind of stands out.
Yeah, that whole intro
Oh,
Yeah.
used to scare the crap out of me when I was little.
yes.
It's like the X-Files theme song.
I think again, I think I went with Shock Me on that one, and again, it just came down to I don't vote for Ace very often, so when it comes down to one of his that I do really like, I'll probably vote for it just because I'm probably not likely to give Ace too many, you know.
Mhm. And that's like the one Ace song that, like, part of me would not be upset if it ended up saying the final four of the whole entire thing.
Absolutely.
But the fact that it just happens to be up against Radioactive right now.
Pardon me for a second, because someone just knocked on our door.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's a little weird.
A minute.
It's our special guest.
Hey, it wasn't the back door, which means it was probably the front.
Even stranger. What's going on? What's going on?
You guys are witnessing a live drug deal. On the
Yeah.
It's Gene at the door. If only.
Okay. Okay, apparently I'm losing my mind because nobody's at either one of our doors. I swear to God, I heard somebody knock on our door.
So the drug deal already happened, basically.
Yeah.
The angel dust has kicked in. What's that? What? She's gonna wind up in a chicken coop by the end of the night.
Right. So the last one.
That was weird.
Yeah. The last one that we posted just today was Dirty Livin' versus Man of a Thousand Faces.
Dirty Living.
Yeah. So yes, that will do it for round one. It's going to be cool to see what happens with all of that, and if any of those manage to knock out some of these on our top six right now. So, that top six, There's one on there. I'm fairly certain is going to win. In fact, I can't believe it lost, honestly. So,
Yeah.
But it's going to be curious to see what happens.
There's a couple on there. I can't believe lost.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you think of like the ones that when you think about it, I can't believe that one lost, but look at what it was probably up against. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Just like with Shock Me and Radioactive this week.
Yeah, right.
Mm-hmm.
It's like one of those is going to lose, but then
What was
again be a strong contender.
Right. It was
Right.
the same this time with Firehouse and Who Wants to Be Lonely. I mean, you know what I mean? Like that was a very close round, and it just one of them had to lose. You know?
Yeah. Absolutely.
All right, there is that taken care of. Sweet.
So, did any of our old friends from YouTube happen to see the episode last week and comment or anything?
Nothing yet.
I hope they might have lost faith in us because it had been so long since we had posted an episode, and I was working on that. I still am, to be honest. So hopefully they'll notice that we're back to being active, let alone live.
Right. Especially Jay. He wanted us to go live on YouTube so bad. We finally got it fixed.
Yep. So if we have no comments, we'll just go ahead and get into this quick little EP and get through this and go on.
Right. So what little album info I could find then?
Album info.
Yeah, well, yeah, if you can even call it that. So this was basically released on Vinnie's label Metaluna. This was going to be basically he put this out as a teaser for an album that he was going to record called Guitarmageddon. And that album's just never happened. So yeah, so this was Vinnie getting back together with Robert Fleischman, who the two of them had worked together on another album that got ditched earlier in the 90s. This album came out in 1996. They were also working with drummer Andre LaBelle, who I'm feeling like he did something with Vinnie Vincent Invasion too, but I don't remember what it was. Maybe he was the drummer on the second album, or he went on the tour for the second album, something like that.
Is that like a name that they gave the drum machine? Because there ain't no way that's a real guy playing drums.
Well, no, see, that's the thing. So they got together and they recorded these 4 songs with Vinnie on guitar and bass, Andre playing drums, and Robert singing. Those sessions were paid for by Enigma Records, who were going to release Guitarmageddon. But then Vinnie hated the recording so much that he ended the thing with Enigma, scratched Guitarmageddon, overdubbed Andre's drums with a drum machine, and then released this shortly after he removed the original drum tracks. And apparently he's never said why he did that.
That's right.
Uh-oh. Eli disappeared.
It's just showing him paused on mine. I was trying to look up that guy's name, but I didn't really find anything.
Oh, there you are.
There he is.
Everything was fine on my end.
That's weird. You were
like,
you were a black rectangle for a second.
Yeah, you were still on mine, but you were like frozen.
Well, that I don't know if you heard me, but I said that does sound more familiar now when you say that story.
Right.
So
apparently, the few people who have a physical copy of this, on the inside, the drums are credited to V Meister.
Yeah. And that's why I'm like, is that just something they named the drum machine or something? I mean,
yeah.
Because I have scans of all the, the inner sleeve and everything, and even the Guitarmageddon.
Yeah, that was just Vinnie trying to be slick, I guess. So, yeah, 1996, popped this thing out for some reason, promised an album that didn't happen, and that was pretty much it. He's listed as producer along with a guy named Phil Kinsey, although I'd love to know what Phil did exactly.
Like everything from the front cover to the disc artwork and everything on this looks like it was made in like Windows Paint from like Windows 95 or something.
Probably was. That
Yeah.
was when it was
It's
like
atrocious.
New, so.
Yeah.
And it's literally just Vinnie Vincent is all it says on the cover. It has no credit to anybody else, or it's not even technically like The Invasion or whatever.
Right.
Oh boy, let's get into it.
I got distracted there. James just now wished me happy birthday on Facebook.
That was like a week ago. Like,
And we
funny.
literally had a cookout. But,
yeah.
jeez.
It's closer to his birthday now than it is to mine.
That's why he wished you happy birthday, just to make sure you wish him one. So.
There you go.
Don't you forget.
I'm gonna start doing that now. I'm gonna wish him a happy birthday on my birthday, and tell him to wish me a happy birthday on his birthday. We'll confuse the crap out of each other.
All right, so starting off this masterpiece, we have the title track, Euphoria, and this happens to be number one. Fleischman's vocals are really high on this song. I'm like, my God, it almost hurt my throat listening to it.
Yeah.
But God, again, the drums sound even faker on this EP than most of that Spacewalk album from last week did. At around the 3 minute 10-second point is where the song really grabbed my attention. The solo that Vinnie does was quite impressive, and also fairly long, compared to most solos on songs. So number one.
This was number 2 for me. It was an odd way to start an album, but it wasn't exactly a bad way. It was just kind of different. It was weird. I thought the production sounded fairly okay, at least compared to what we listened to last week. Like with some of those songs, it was just kind of all over the place. I felt like everything at least flowed okay. I liked the drum sound. I thought it was okay. I liked what the rhythm guitar was doing behind everything throughout the song. They were pretty easy to hear, and they had a really cool vibe to them. That solo, though, I'm telling you, and through the whole rest of this album, every solo he did, it just felt sloppy. Like he was just going up and down the neck for the sake of doing it, and he was playing whatever his fingers landed on. There wasn't a whole lot of forethought to any of them. I felt like they were just kind of sloppy, which I was disappointed in, because when he was in Kiss and stuff, he never played like that, and I was really hoping it was going to be more like that. And then, I was like, what are you doing? I know that you can do better than that. Come on.
Yeah.
And then, vocally, I was digging his voice, but it was really high. I like a higher voice, but that was painful almost to listen to. And at different points, it was kind of hard to hear what he was singing, just to understand what he was saying, because he was just so high. I think that it kind of just smushed all together. And so it was kind of hard to depict when he was ending his words and stuff. But overall, I didn't think it was a bad way to start an album. It was upbeat, and it was fairly, it kept the vibe going for the start of an album, for sure.
Right, it's basically what you expected, but still had some taste to it, I guess.
Right, yes.
It was number 3 for me. Honestly, going into this, I thought it was kind of the perfect way to start a Vinnie Vincent album, specifying the solo at the beginning. That's just Vinnie's thing. And to hear him go nuts, no effects, just straight guitar, nothing behind him. Just a flat out, check this out. Nobody,
Yeah.
none of you can do this, and he's right.
Yeah.
And it's just ridiculous. The soloing on the whole thing is ridiculous. I was a bit disappointed with the fake drums, of course, and I thought the production was terrible. The drums they were way too quiet, just way behind everything else. The vocals, yeah, they painfully high. This song had what I thought was like a bunch of computery sounding cuts, and it would like loop a piece over and over, and which isn't necessarily a bad thing, except for that the cuts were really hard.
Yeah.
They were just in bad places, and so it would go every time it would start the thing over.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, come on, man. And then, yeah, the solo was impressive, but as usual with Vinnie, it's just a practically unintelligible bunch of notes, you know?
Yeah. The angry bees were back.
Yeah. This was him playing fast for the sake of playing fast, essentially.
Right. And just another look at me, this came out around the same time as the Kiss reunion, so I'm sure he was feeling, maybe a bit jealous or vengeful, so he, his way of trying to show something.
Yeah.
Show him up or whatever. Next up, we have Get the Lead Out. This one was number 4. Weird effect at the beginning on the talking. No idea at all what was even said.
Yeah.
But surprisingly, this was some of the most boring 6 minutes I've ever spent. Nothing really caught my attention on this one at all.
Yeah, this is number 4 for me as well. It started out weird like the first one, but not in exactly a good way like the first one. I'm not sure exactly what was happening until the song finally kind of kicked in. It was just kind of a confusing mess, I think. But I like that you can hear the bass in this one pretty well. It was kind of hard. Like, I didn't really notice it too much in the first one, but you could hear it pretty well in this one. But that solo, again, it was just sloppy. A lot like the first song. But towards the end, it got very repetitive to where they were just repeating over and over and over again. And that's not exactly the greatest thing for this being the longest song on the album to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And after a while, it's like, okay, we get it. Like, all right, you get in now. So, yeah, it was my number 4 as well.
Yeah, same here. Definitely 4. I got annoyed, speaking of repetitive, with him singing Get the Lead Out over and over near the beginning. And it wasn't even that he was singing it over and over. It was very clearly the exact same vocal sample copy-pasted.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's like, come on. And sometimes it wasn't quite exactly on the right beat. Sloppy editing. And then I was expecting this to have something to do with Led Zeppelin, because lead is spelled L-E-D.
Right.
And it really didn't, other than Robert Fleischman kind of sounding like Robert Plant. That was the only Zeppelin-y vibe I got out of this. Why make a reference to another band in your song title if it's not going to be even close to kind of homage to them? I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, again, I was just at this point feeling really let down by the nasty, just demo quality of this. With as much of a perfectionist Vinnie is made out to be, I just can't believe he let anything like this get out and be called official. Especially when he, part of the reason that he slashed his deal with Enigma Records was because he was dissatisfied with the quality. But then he put it out anyway. And then, this one, of the 4, this one seemed especially poorly arranged and put together.
Yep.
It's pretty sad that 2 weeks in a row we're talking about material that it's like, how did it make it on the album? Why did they think this was good? Whether it's different artists or not, still, it's like, come on. Like, what is this slop that you're just throwing on here?
Right.
Yep.
And I'm glad you mentioned that, because with track 3, Wild Child, number 2, first thing I said is, because yet again with this song, why does every song have to start out with the name of the song being sung? I cannot stand that. and it has always been a peeve of mine with Vinnie stuff.
Yeah.
Yes, another cool solo from Vinnie here, but that's like saying, "Hey, Eric Carr plays drums." At this point, it's just
Yeah.
you just come to expect it, and it's what it is. Like,
Yeah.
it's not like such a shock or surprise that he's doing this killer solo.
Right.
Yeah. um, this was number 3 for me. I like the way this one started a lot better. It was, but you're right. Like when he does tend to do that, where it's like they say the name of the song like almost right off the bat, and it's okay to do that every once in a while. But when you do it with every song, it's like
Yeah,
okay, it's getting a little, it's getting a little old now. Like you need to switch it up a little bit. um, but the beginning of this one, it felt more constructed and to the point, whereas the other ones were kind of like a confusing, kind of like what's happening right now. um, I feel like this song was pretty much, it was kind of just like a straight to the point kind of song. I loved what the bass was doing behind the solo. Um, and that I think the reason why I noticed the bass so well was because I was trying to ignore that solo. Honestly, it was just so sloppy, and I'm like, I know he's better than this. Like, come on. But yeah, this was number 3 for me.
This was actually my number 1. Um, and yeah, at least at the start of this one, it seemed like it was going to be a more straightforward 80s-esque type thing. This one seemed more focused than the others. Definitely liked it better than the other two at that point. It seemed unfocused at times, but this one and the next one to a smaller extent. But this is where I started feeling like, if Vinny had worked with a really strong-willed producer, I feel like this one could have been something big.
Mhm.
If he'd had somebody in there telling him where to trim the fat.
Yeah.
Or if he had went, and completed it the way it was meant to be done with the real drummer, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
not just trash everybody's idea and just do whatever he thought was best for the songs, and
Yeah.
it could have potentially been something. But
Yep.
so we come to the last track, Full Shred with 2 D's because it's super cool.
It's cool to
Uh,
misspell.
Number 3 for me. I liked the intro at first. It was kind of more of a mellow riff. I thought maybe, hey, we're gonna get a little something different here to end the EP with, but then it kicks into pretty much the same thing as what the rest of the EP is. Barely a minute and a half into the song, and they have already sang the name of the song about 735 times. Thankfully, this was only a 4-song EP because that was about all I could stand at this point.
Yeah. This was number 1 for me actually, and it was just, I like that beginning that they did. I thought it was going to be a ballad, though. Honestly, I thought they're not really going to end this EP with a ballad, and then like it switched over, and that softer part just kind of cut off, and then like it kicked in, and I thought, okay, it's not a ballad. That's good, and I thought too, what a weird title for a ballad. If this turns out to be a ballad, that's the weirdest title ever for a ballad. Like that doesn't make any
Yeah.
sense at all. Um, but this song kind of reminded me more of what I listened to from bands in the 80s. It kind of had more of that kind of vibe to it, especially during that chorus. Like the tone changed completely, but it fit the song really well. It didn't like stand out, and like it was like, oh, why did they do that? Like it fit really well into the rest of the song. Um and I liked that first solo that he did. That was probably the best one in my opinion on the whole album, the first one, but that second one right before the end of the song, that was a total mess. Like I don't even I'm like, why did you put that in there? Like you should have just left that out.
It
But
got ugly.
I like the way they ended it. They cut it off, and it was like, okay, at least it's not a fade out, and it's not something weird. It's just a cut off. Like that's what I like to hear. So yeah.
Yeah. This one was my number 2. Yeah, the clean part was really neat. The one point of the album that Fleischman didn't sing like somebody was smashing his balls in a compressor.
Yeah.
And so that was nice. But then the transition from the clean to the distortion part was one of my least favorite points of the entire album. It was so awkward. They
Yeah.
just didn't need these weird computer edits. I don't understand who thought that was a good idea. Although I think this one may have had musically my favorite chorus of all four of the songs. Really neat. And again, it felt like if they had had a real producer in here doing, for lack of a better, nicer way to put it, a real album, I could see a producer grabbing this chorus and being like, okay, maybe the clean part, screw the whole rest of the song, get rid of all that. We're keeping that chorus though. Let's come up with something better now. Like, if it had just had somebody with a bit more of a focused vision,
Well, so that brings us to the end. Overall, I give this EP a 2, and now that I think about it, I guess there's more meanings to that than just the number 2. Again, being that this is not a full album, I personally don't think it's fair to rank it higher than 5. And in my eyes and ears, it definitely did not even deserve that. Fake sounding drums, guitar being too loud. Ugh, can't wait to hear a good sounding production again. I don't know why, but I went and listened to most of the demos for Wild Child, Full Shred, and thought those sounded way better than the finished product. Oh well, glad this one is over with, and on to Greatest Kiss next week. Thank God.
Yes. I gave this one a 4, but I ranked it out of a 10. So if I would have ranked it out of a 5, then it probably would have been more like a 1 or a 2, honestly. But because I did it out of a 10, then I gave it a 4. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed at least Full Shred, and I liked Euphoria a lot. The other two kind of got a little repetitive and a little too much, but I like the drum sound a lot, and I guess it's just because I don't really like a lot of the times if me and Luke will listen to something, he'll go, "Well, that's a fake drum," and I'm like, I can't even tell, like I can't like really hear that. Hippie. But I like that it had that pop of the snare, which I felt was really missing last week, like because I like that. And I liked what the bass was doing a lot of the time, and the vocalist, like I said, he was a little hard to understand sometimes, but I wish that he has a heck of a voice, but I feel like he could do so much more with it if he didn't always try to sing like to where, like Luke said, like his balls are being in a compressor, like kind of voiced. I feel like he could do a lot more if he didn't always just try to sing at the top of his range. And I don't feel like anything really clashed together. It kind of all flowed smoothly. I don't feel like there was really anything that kind of overpowered anything else. I was just disappointed in Vinnie's solos, though. I feel like he was just kind of playing whatever. It sounded like there was very little structure or forethought to any of the solos, which when you play a solo, you shouldn't have it thought out really, like, a lot of forethought, because it's a solo. You're supposed to play what you feel.
Right.
But it was just so sloppy, and I was like, I know he's better than this. I know he can do better than this. Even just solo and just here, play a solo. Like, I feel like it just was so not him. I felt like.
And Flashman, hey, great singer. I mean, the stuff he did on that first Invasion album, hey, great.
Yeah,
but
right.
on this, I felt like he was just literally used. Like Vinnie just brought him in to be the singer. He got little to no acknowledgement on the album at all. Like I said, the front cover just says Vinnie Vincent. It's not like it's his name's barely in the credits.
Right.
And it's like he literally just kind of used him the way I look at it.
Yeah. Yep. That was the end of my review.
Yeah. I also gave this 2 out of 10. Yeah, it definitely. If an EP were to get higher than 5 out of 10, then it better be the most mind-blowing freaking thing anybody's ever heard.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely a 2, and a low 2 at that. Not sure what I was expecting exactly, but I was hoping for at least a little better on the production side at the very least. The big thing that comes to mind concerning this is just that it seems wildly unfocused. Both Wild Child and Full Shred felt to me like they could have been really good songs if somebody with a little bit more constraint, maybe is the right word, had come in and produced them. Wasn't a big fan of Robert Fleischman's vocals. Uh, I don't really remember what I said about him on the first Vinnie Vincent Invasion album. It's been long enough now since we've done that. I don't really remember, but here I don't remember him being like ear piercingly, "Geez, that's annoying" high.
No.
And here, as if it wasn't bad enough, it felt unnatural. It felt strained even sometimes when he was doing it. So, yeah.
It's almost like he was also doing it with a chip on his shoulder to try to make a statement for, being replaced and all that. And it's just like, whoa, like, we get it. You got great range, but my God, you sound like
Yeah, that is kind of the overarching theme of this is too much.
Mm-hmm.
Too much solo, too much high notes in the vocals. The fake drums were just painful. Not only were they the obviously uninspired playing of a computer, but sometimes the edits were just audible, and the edits shouldn't be audible. They weren't well done. You could hear clicks. I don't remember which song it was now, but there was a part where there were like cymbal crash grabs.
Yeah.
And I could hear that they weren't actually crash grabs. That was just a flat out cymbal that they just cut the end off of, so the sound just stopped.
It's like one of my favorite stickers and sayings that I found at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Drum machines have no soul.
Yeah.
They really don't.
I mean, that's what a lot of it comes down to when it just sounds so mechanical. I mean,
and some of that, it's so easy to fix. Like walk into a room, put a cymbal on a stand, put a mic on the cymbal, and crash it and grab it. Then just pop that there. It's so much better than just chop. I don't know. Maybe this is why they're famous and we're not. But as for the guitar playing, well, it's the same story as anything else we've covered with Vinnie. It's mind blowing. The skill required is something that few or maybe no other human beings will ever achieve. But in this context, it's just too much.
Yeah.
I saw a meme on Facebook the other day, and it was talking about how Dream Theater are the kings of musical masturbation. The idea that you can play just a whole bunch of crazy crap just because you can, even if it detracts from the song. And in reference to Dream Theater, I personally couldn't possibly disagree with that more. I think if anyone is the king of musical masturbation, it's freaking Vinnie Vincent. Especially when he's playing a guitar solo. The rhythm guitars and the bass on this album, great. They were great. They even sounded good.
Yep.
But solo,
I mean, like we've said before, we appreciate a lot of the work he did with Kiss, but even like the live stuff you would hear and the way he would do those solos, even then, that was too much for me. And that's like, how many years before all this came, and it just got worse as time went on. Just the overkill.
Maybe when he was in Kiss too, he had Gene and Paul on him too. Like, man, you gotta do something else there. Like, you can't just play whatever. Like, you gotta.
I would bet so. Yeah.
That was a good thing.
Right. Yeah. He had a little bit more of a
feel.
Well, not only a feel, but he had other people that he had to pertain to. It wasn't just his opinion that mattered. It was other people's at that point. Which, I mean, maybe that's why it sounded so much different than when he does his solos and stuff on his own stuff. It's because he didn't have complete control over it, I'm sure, when he was in Kiss, because he had other people he had to, like, show it to and had to get opinions of, so it may not all been up to him at that point. Which is why it probably was better.
Like, if you get around it, it's in those Kisstory demo folders. There's the demos for all these songs that are in there. and probably even some that didn't make the EP, and listen to those, and it's like they sound better, even though the sound quality isn't the same. It's just the fact that you could tell it just sounds better than what the crap that they ended up putting on the actual EP was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the other thing that bothers me about this, I think. If it was a demo, fine. That's fine. It sounds like a demo. It sounds a
Yeah.
little worse than a demo. But to call it official? Come
Yeah.
on.
Yeah.
Yeah, Steve, we kind of said that earlier. He tried to overrun Kiss, yeah, because this came out around the time of the reunion, so it was like he was trying to show them up or something, and
Failed horribly.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely been the stories that we've heard about, Paul or somebody cutting Vinnie off during the shows because his solos, he would just try to start going too long. I don't know if there is actual video of any of that or not, but if there is, that would be cool to see.
For sure.
Yeah.
I thought it would be funny when we were doing Sweet Pain, if that was my thing. If I just solo and solo and solo, and then we make a big deal out of them trying to get me to stop, and I don't. But I knew that if we did that, most of the people in the audience wouldn't get it, and they would just think I was legitimately being a dick.
Right. Why is Ace Frehley doing that?
Yeah. They've got the wrong makeup, too. It doesn't look good. Doesn't look good at all.
So we got these wonderful tallies done so we can get past this.
Yeah, so Steve and Rochelle just saved our butts. So thanks, Steve, because when I was just tallying the three of our votes, other than Get the Let Out, which we all agreed was the worst, all three of the other songs tied.
Wow.
So
Steve's always taking care of our butts, I'll tell you.
Yes.
Yes, exactly. Even with Steve and Rochelle's votes, we still have to decide a tie for second and third place. So, just real quick, Steve and Rochelle McGowan both gave this album a 2 out of 10. His votes were the order of the album: Euphoria 1, Get the Let Out 2, Wild Child 3, Full Shred 4. Rochelle's votes matched mine exactly. Or no, I'm sorry. She had Full Shred and Wild Child flipped from what I did. Euphoria 3, Get the Let Out 4, Wild Child 2, and Full Shred in first. So, absolutely, without a doubt, Get the Let Out in fourth place. This did get a 2.7 out of 10 overall rating. Which
is that the lowest?
No. That ties it with Chelsea. And it's still quite a bit higher than Laura Nero.
I'm sorry, but Chelsea was a way better album than this.
Yeah, I would listen to Chelsea again, yeah. So we need to decide second and third, and unfortunately it's Wild Child and Full Shred.
That was another thing I forgot to mention is like pretty much every album consistently there ended up being at least a couple songs that I did enjoy that I would like go back and listen to, but not this time. So this broke that streak.
Yeah.
I
think
well, what do you guys in the chat say? We like to leave it up to you. While you're thinking of that, I've got to crack my door open and get some fresh air real quick. Give me 1 second.
So obviously that did leave Euphoria in first place then. El Title Tracko. Yeah, what do you guys think? Wild Child or Full Shred for second and third? Well, for whichever one you pick would be the one that goes in second place.
Personally, Full Shred was the better song for me, but those two were my favorite ones on the album. So like,
right.
I think I had Euphoria as 2 actually, but
yeah,
I mean they were the better produced ones, I think. So it's like which one do you choose? Like,
I kind of felt like Wild Child was a little more focused personally, but either one of them really could.
Nobody in the chat has made a decision yet, huh?
No, nobody liked this album.
Well, whatever you said, Wild Child, give it to that, I guess.
Yep, and then of course if somebody else gets in there with the votes, then that could change pretty easy. They're all right in a row.
So yes, once again, everyone, a big breath of fresh air. Next week is Greatest Kiss. Cannot wait.
Thank God.
Steve jumps in and says full shred.
See, I agree with
Forgot the extra D there, so you didn't make it super cool, Steve.
That's right. Full shred with one D wasn't even on this album, Steve. All right, we'll flip it around just since Steve.
I guess.
I guess, yeah. That's how we all feel. since we asked.
Before I got with Luke, I didn't really know a whole lot of Kiss. Like Kiss was one of the ones that I kind of grew up on, but I didn't really have a whole lot of. And that was actually the first Kiss album I ever actually owned, was Greatest Kiss.
Wow, was it really?
Yeah.
I've still said that it's probably my favorite Kiss compilation there is. So
yeah, it's awesome.
I used to listen to that thing a lot.
Yep.
I think that was right around the time that I decided to start buying all the albums, on CD. Like almost every week I would go out to the mall and pick a couple of them up until I got to the end at that time. But I was definitely listening to Greatest Kiss a lot before I started doing that. So
yeah, absolutely.
All right, let's get this out of the way. Why? What?
There it is.
So what was number one, Luke?
Euphoria.
Oh, okay.
Yep, the title track.
Title track.
Oh, you did already name them.
Do what now?
You did already go through the final tally. I totally forgot.
Yeah, it was so short.
Is that what you were waiting on?
Yeah, I'm like.
Oh.
Yeah, it was so short. It's over already. Yeah.
Yeah. I kind of wonder though, like, if Eli is right, and like if they would have done, if this would have been a whole album, if every single song would have started with him singing the title of the song. Like, I really want to know now if this would have been a full album, if that was how every song would have started.
Oh, yeah. That was that same thing was a huge pet peeve of Sam's towards someone else we know.
Yeah. No comment.
Yeah, he used to complain about that all the time.
I just ran across this on the KISS website. Check this out.
Wow.
What does it say?
It says, spectacular.
Perfect.
Yes.
That's
all right.
cool.
I like how fastly and confidently you did that.
I know, right?
Like,
it's the inner Spanish that's in me.
Yes.
The whole quarter of it. All right, so now that we got that out of the way, for those of you that may have missed at the very beginning, we talked about, we wanted to kind of come up with a little something else to fill some time since that was such a short EP to cover this week. So we decided, let's bring back something we used to do, some trivia, some Kiss trivia. So Savannah went and made up about 20 questions, plus a bonus question.
Which is my favorite one.
So we figured, hopefully you guys, whoever's still here in the chat, can play along. I guess we'll just kind of, I don't know how you want to do it. We'll play along too, and people in the chat can chime in. And whoever answers quick first, I guess. I don't know.
Indeed, yeah. I wish there wasn't so much of a delay.
Yeah.
Yeah. This was like, I just got some trivia questions off the internet. Like I said, I don't know if all of them are 100% correct. I hope that they are, but some of them are multiple choice as well. I think there's like 2 or 3 of them that are multiple choice. But I feel like most of them are, I mean, they're pretty easy, I feel like. So it shouldn't be anything that you guys should be completely stumped on, I don't think.
So who's still here with us? Put ready in the chat or something if you're still here and ready to do some trivia.
Yes.
If anyone has been watching the show for a long time, we used to do this pretty much at the end of every episode for quite a while, doing some trivia and stuff. It was always fun to do, so glad to bring it back for this episode.
Yeah.
Yes.
And breaking news, Luke and Savannah announced that whoever wins this will get to name their unborn child.
Oh, God.
So,
No.
Big stakes on the line here, folks.
Yeah.
Type ready if you're ready.
Don't do it.
False, true. Steve, you're right.
Yeah, we haven't even started.
He won trivia.
Steve. Oh, now he's Mexican.
Well, then he should have been telling us what that poster said.
Yeah, Steve.
Well, let's see what happens, I guess.
Okay.
Are these multiple choice or just straight answer?
Most of them are straight answer, but some, like, I think 2 or 3 of them are multiple choice.
Okay.
So, first question is, what song is the lyrics "I Want Your Hornet's Nest" from?
Got me. I'm gonna guess and say "Bang Bang You."
Yeah, I feel like it's a Gene thing.
It is. Of course it is.
You would start with this right after you were like, these are easy.
Yeah, make us look like idiots.
The lyric ones might be a little bit harder, especially because some of them aren't multiple choice, so it's a little harder.
Now, Steve, no Google.
Yeah.
Oh, man. I'm only asking for hints because I can't feel it out. Is this something 80s?
I'm not sure, honestly.
No, of course.
I'll look it up real quick and I'll tell you.
Hey, I threw a guess out. I didn't ask for hints.
Yeah.
Steve says fits like a glove.
I don't recall hearing Gino say that.
It is an 80s song.
It is an 80s song. Is it fits like a glove? That's what Steve said.
It is not fits like a glove.
Crap.
Well.
I should have put like that kind of stuff down. And
all right, screw it. I'll just throw something out. Is it Murder in High Heels?
Not Murder in High Heels.
All right, I'm stumped.
It is Any Way You Slice It.
Dang it.
Ah. Damn.
You know you ain't your mother's little daughter.
Okay. Question 2. What is Eric Carr's real name?
Paul Caravello.
Paul Fraley.
Paul Fraley. You know, I saw a question that it said like, which one of these is not the real name of a Kiss member, and that was one of them. I was like,
What?
I wonder which one it could be.
That
What
that
was
is a
one of-
that is a real name.
But it's not like a real name of a Kiss member.
Yeah.
What? Paul Fraley?
Paul Fraley, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys.
That's Ace. That's Ace's name.
Is it really?
Yeah.
What? What?
This
I
is
didn't
why you
know
don't get to
that.
play trivia.
Yeah. See, I didn't know that, but I didn't put that on there. So that wasn't one. That's not one of my questions. So
Good, because that's too easy.
Yes.
can anybody guess what Eric Carr's middle name is?
Ooh.
Bonus point.
I'm going to say Eric.
No.
Delanar.
Delano.
I have no idea.
No. His middle name is Charles.
Oh. Yeah, yeah.
And Eli was right, by the way. Okay, so question 3 is to complete the Kiss song title. I like cake. Think Gene Simmons should be president. Love Paul Stanley, or was made for loving you. Which one is it? I thought that was hilarious. I had to add it because I thought that was just hilarious.
We'll leave this up to Javier. He just got here. Javier, which one's a Kiss song? We're not sure.
And who's wrong, Steve? About what?
It fits like a glove.
No, it's not. Is that a wait? Is this a trick question though? Because it could just be I by itself.
No, it's a real like this was the question online.
So it's either I like cake
I
from
think
Dress
Gene
to Kill.
Simmons should be president. I love Paul Stanley, or
I think Gene Simmons should be president from Rock and Roll Over.
Right.
Or I love Paul Stanley
Right.
from Creatures of the Night.
Okay. So here, Steve's saying that it was Fits Like a Glove. There is the lyric "Hornet's Nest, lay me down to rest" in Fits Like a Glove, but "Let me be your king bee, I want your hornet's nest" is from Any Way You Slice It.
Yeah. That was a trick question. Well, I think we all know what number 3 was. I just thought it was funny, so I wanted to add it because I thought it was funny.
Yeah.
See, Javier, he's right.
It was
Okay.
made for loving you, yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so question 4. Which band member quoted in a 2007 interview saying, "I had to be there to keep the Kiss ship floating all those years because no one else wanted to," in regards to his bandmates' lack of dedication?
I wonder who it was.
Vinnie Vincent.
Anybody?
Vinnie Vincent.
Bob Kulick.
Bob Kulick. Oh no. Don't go there.
I'm gonna be good on all these unless you ask me which album Strange Ways is on. Am I right, Javier?
Oh man, I just got that reference. I completely forgot about that.
It was Stanley Eisen.
Yes. Agreed.
No, you was not right, Steve.
I was right.
Okay. Question 5. What was the only song from Kiss Alive that does not appear on Kissology 1?
Ooh. It sounds like some retarded crap I would have put in mine.
From Kiss Alive that doesn't appear on Kissology 1. Do you mean the Kobo show?
Or just anywhere on Kissology 1.
Yeah. That was the question.
It's been so long since I watched Kissology 1.
I'm gonna guess. No, it's not on the live though. It should have been, but it wasn't.
Is it Watching You?
Is that your guess?
That's my guess.
No.
Crap.
Got to choose.
Nope.
Comments, help us out.
I wonder how bad the delay is with the comments. Hopefully not too far.
Right. When I was watching along on my phone earlier, it was pretty far. Somewhere between 30 seconds and a minute, I would guess.
Somewhere between 30 seconds and a minute. We're waiting for the answer, but I can never tell.
I can never tell.
Anyone? Fits like a glove.
I get that every time.
Well,
bingo.
I mean, Fits Like a Glove definitely was not on Kissology 1. I mean, you gotta give that to him.
That's not the answer. Oh, I love it.
Watch one of these, like the answer will be Fits Like a Glove, and he'll get it wrong.
Yeah. Oh, Javier says repeat the question.
What was the only song from Kiss Alive that does not appear on Kissology 1?
I'm going to guess there's at least a 30-second delay.
Yeah. Do you two have any other guesses while we're waiting?
Well, no. I mean, I want to see if Javier can guess it or if Steve has a real guess.
Yeah.
I mean, he wasn't wrong in a way.
It just didn't fit all the parameters.
Right.
Man. I always feel like I'm pretty good at Kiss trivia until we get into one of these.
I know, right? When it comes to like album things for some reason.
That is extremely strange.
Any guess there, Javier or Steve? Surely the lag isn't this bad.
Okay, I'm going to guess they don't have any guesses.
Is it Come On and Love Me? No. Is it Rock Bottom?
Javier says Watching You.
Yes. It is Rock Bottom.
Ah.
It was Rock Bottom.
Javier, that's what Luke said. Luke said Watching You as well.
Yeah, that was also my original guess. I'll admit I looked up a track listing for Alive because I was having trouble remembering. I didn't exactly cheat, but I sort of cheated, yeah. To be fair, I had already lost by getting the guess wrong. So
Okay, question 6. What was Gene Simmons' name given at birth?
Oh.
Sheesh.
Sheesh.
It's Damn.
And his last name?
Vitz.
All right. I love that you did that like that. That is like the greatest ever.
Well, there was my dumb ass when I was younger would always say chain.
Yeah.
Okay, question 7. Eric Carr replaced Peter Criss as the drummer of Kiss in 1980. And what venue was Eric's first show?
Ooh, I know this one. Comments? I guess there's no point in saying comments. Steven Javier. What do you,
Do you have any guesses?
The other
Do you
mystery
know?
person, because it shows 3 people.
might be me.
Oh. Or is
I'm in
Michael
both
still in
places.
here?
Oh, that could be. Yeah. Yep. Javier got it.
Yep, played him, yep.
Palladium.
Okay. Here's a multiple choice.
Did know that, by the way. Stroke my ego here.
Which of these songs was only played live 3 times in the 1970s? Was it Mainline, Ladies in Waiting, Mr. Speed, or Flaming Youth?
I'm going to say Ladies in Waiting.
Wow, yeah. What was the second
Ladies in
choice?
Waiting.
Ladies.
The second choice was Ladies in Waiting.
Okay. Just for the sake of being different than Eli, I'm going to say Mainline.
Okay.
Javier says Ladies in Waiting.
Steve apparently has given up. Well, now he's saying Flaming Youth. Which is it, Javier?
Javier put in
Which
Steve's
is-
vote for him.
What's your official guess, Javier?
He might have been saying Ladies in Waiting because I asked what the second choice was.
Oh. Well, in that case, Javier is right. It's Flaming Youth.
What?
Steve also said Ladies.
Yep.
Wow. I could have sworn they played. What was the time frame again?
Which of these songs was only played live 3 times in the 1970s?
Wow, I feel like they played it way more than 3 times. Flaming Youth.
Yeah. Yep, Javier got it.
Wow.
The next time I do this, like I'm gonna put like the little that like because there's a little like fact underneath it about where it came from. I didn't do that this time. I did it on one. I wish I would have just done it on all of them. 9. Question 9. What kind of music did Paul Stanley grow up on as a child?
Hip hop.
Yeah.
Kiss.
Yeah, trick question.
Trick question.
I'll say like British Invasion, just to kind of sum it all up.
Yeah, I would have said stuff like not necessarily big band, but like Little Richard and stuff like that.
So I know Peter was very influenced by like the big band and
Right.
Sinatra and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Early rock and roll, I guess. Soul, Javier says.
And that makes sense too, based on what he does now.
Steve, do you have a guess? I need to move this.
Motown.
Kind of the same in a way, isn't it? Soul.
It is actually Italian opera.
Whoa.
Italian opera.
Okay,
Italian
well.
opera. Which kind
Again.
of makes sense because he was in Phantom of the Opera.
Right, there you go. So I guess that's where that came from.
Okay. What ex-Kiss member helped to form the glam rock band White Tiger in 1986?
Well, we know that better than anyone.
Everybody knows this. Come on.
Bob Kulick.
Fits like a glove.
Good character.
See, some of them are really obvious. Some of them are really easy to answer.
No, I mean, in all fairness, if it's like a fair weather type fan, that might be something that they might not guess, but
Right.
we all know very well.
Yeah,
Yep.
painfully
Javier.
well.
Javier got it.
Yes.
He answered for us. Mark St. John.
Hey, here's a weird, and maybe you guys know this. I don't know, and hopefully this isn't one of those another question. But do you know what other member, ex-Kiss member, was in a band with Mark St. John later, past White Tiger, and do you know what it was called?
Wasn't it Peter? I cannot think of the name though.
Yeah.
Do you guys know, Javier, Steve? Do you know what band Mark St. John and Peter were in, just for a little tiny bit in the '90s? I think late '80s or '90s. They didn't do an album. They did a couple of recordings, but they never actually officially made an album. I think they only played a few shows, and then they called it off. Peter Chris Balls of Fire.
Yes, I love that.
Yeah. That's better than what they actually did. They should have done
Soul Station.
that.
Well, what was it?
It was The Keep.
The Keep.
The Keep, yeah.
Balls of Fire, says Steve again.
That's awesome. Okay. Number 11. What tune is this from? All the victims have turned to stone.
That's also a Gene thing, I think.
It is.
Um,
It's actually quite possibly my favorite Gene song. Which I think I have said before on this show.
I'm gonna guess Secretly Cruel.
I'm going with World Without Heroes.
Oh, I forgot about that one. It's not that
Oh,
one.
well, then it wasn't that.
I'm sorry. I forgot about it.
See, now I went
Okay,
with
that's
that
my
because you
favorite.
said
This
it
is
was
my
your
second.
favorite.
Okay. This
Dang
is
it.
my second favorite.
I didn't actually think it was that, but when you said it was from your favorite song, I was like, well, then I must be forgetting a lyric.
No, I'm sorry. I forgot. I feel bad now. I'm sorry. You can change your guess if you want, because that
Way
was
to
my
go.
fault. I'm sorry.
I'm already right anyway, so you don't have to.
That's true. That's true. What was the actual lyric again?
All the victims have turned to stone.
All the victims have turned to stone.
Oh, Javier says Naked City.
Ooh.
Now that he says that, I'm second guessing myself.
Yeah. See, my brain is screaming Saint and Sinner, but he says love has turned to stone in that one. I know it's not that.
I think it is Naked City now that I'm going through in my head. Steve says Peter Chris had a band called Balls of Fire.
There you go. Yeah, you know what? I'm just gonna go with what Javier said. I feel bad, but I think he's right too.
He is correct.
Yes.
He got it.
All the victims have turned to stone.
Yeah.
Okay, what month and year did Eric Carr audition for Kiss?
Oh, Lord.
Well, it had to have been in 1980.
Yeah, I said that earlier, so.
I'm on a.
I don't remember when the Palladium show was.
I'm gonna just say February 1980. I don't know.
What the heck was that?
What was that?
My wife, ladies and gentlemen.
Fine.
Oh, that was the best.
As I have a cat bothering me between my legs. That didn't sound right.
I think I'm gonna go with July of 1980.
Javier says May.
Well, it's the month in between May and July.
Uh-huh.
January.
Yes. January.
Bob Kulick.
June.
It's Like a Glove.
June 1980.
Yes.
Yes. Question 13. Who attempted to stab Gene Simmons on the 1979 Dynasty Tour?
Peter.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did not
Attempted to stab.
did not know that. I was like, I gotta put that in there just because I didn't know that.
These guys.
Yeah. That was the one that I kept the fact in just in case. Like, because I was like, that is just like so something that would have, like, that doesn't surprise me at all. that happened. Okay, so 14. What tour was completely ignored on Kissology 2?
Look it up, I think. Or no, Asylum. Jeez.
I was just gonna say Asylum as well.
Yeah, Asylum footage has been. I don't know that anybody has any, unless it's just like they brought a big old camcorder themselves.
Yeah, it scares. But God, I don't know though, because you said look it up too, and now I don't recall any look it up tour footage.
Right. There's
Much.
a tiny little bit of creatures, but I don't think I saw Vinnie without makeup.
I'm gonna stick with Asylum too.
Steve, Javier, you guys have any guesses?
Steve says Asylum also.
Xavier says Animalized. That's a good point. I don't remember it like any of this.
It is Asylum.
Cool.
Yeah, it made mention of something about lick it up in the fact underneath it, but I can't remember what it said now.
Yeah, because now that after Javier said Animalized, yeah, I don't remember anything from Animalized Tour on there either.
Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah, because I kept thinking that they had put essentially that uncensored concert on there, but it's not. Like, I don't know why I always think that.
Yeah.
Okay. Question 15. Two of Kiss's biggest hits have been performed live many times, but were not performed on their albums' respective tours. Which songs were they? This was before these songs were hits, so they weren't.
But they weren't performed on the albums at tours.
Respective tours, yes.
I'm gonna say Rock and Roll All Night and hey Chris, what's up? How are you?
Happy Friday indeed. Absolutely.
I'm gonna say Rock and Roll All Night and
I wondered if this one would stump you guys.
Yeah, that is a strange. It's a good question. Strange thought.
It's really weird too because these two songs are such staples for Kiss now that it's just the thought of them not playing them is weird.
I'm gonna say Rock and Roll All Night and Shout It Out Loud.
So I was gonna say Parasite and Shout It Out Loud.
Does anybody else have any guesses? Beth and I was made for loving you is what Javier said.
Steve, what other song besides "Fits Like a Glove" is your answer?
Yes. I love that. That's the best, man.
Unhighly.
Haley.
Oh, I can't take the anxiety. What is it?
It was Beth and Calling Dr. Love.
Wow.
Dang it.
And I guess Javier gets that. He's the only one that got one of the songs.
Yeah.
And how weird is that to think that, like, them just not, like, any of those songs that are really famous like that, to think of them at one point not playing them because they weren't well known yet.
Yeah.
That's so weird.
Yeah, I thought of Beth, and I thought, nah, surely they were doing that one right away. Of course, that's what I thought about most of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, now that I do think about it, it's like, yeah, they didn't do that till like the Love Gun tour.
Yeah.
Or maybe Rock and Roll Over tour actually, but then to not do Dr. Love until the Love Gun tour. Wow.
Yeah.
Crazy.
16. Which state did the Kiss Army begin in?
Indiana.
Is that your guess, Luke, too?
Yeah.
Well, that one was pretty much just like right off the.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell, we met the guy at the expo.
We did.
Okay. 17. Which member had to be rescued by the jaws of life after having an automobile accident in 1978?
That would have to be Ace.
Ace. Paul Fraley.
I still can't believe I didn't know that. Like, that is still like blowing my mind. Like,
Ack Fraley.
I can't believe I didn't know that. It's so weird though, because you think of these people having these names, like anybody in these real famous bands, and then to think that they have like a completely different name is so weird. Like, it's so weird.
I mean, same with the Beatles. Like
Yeah.
most of them.
Yeah.
Everybody said Ace, but it was actually Peter.
What?
Oh.
Yes.
Yeah.
Apparently, it was the fact that I read. I wish I would have put this one on there. Apparently, it was kept under wraps for a long time, and he was with some manager or something. And yeah, like they pronounced him dead at the scene even, and then he recovered from it, and he had a bunch of broken bones and stuff.
I wonder if that's the thing that happened right before they recorded Dynasty. Because wasn't that why he didn't play on a lot of it? That was the reasoning at first, was because he had broken something?
I believe so.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wow.
Question 18. What was Eric Carr's original makeup design?
Big Bird.
Big Bird. Pigeon? What was it that we saw that said something about a pigeon? I think
there's somebody making fun of
the other night. Sesame Street.
He was the
They were
skull.
saying something about a big old pigeon. Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know if you've ever seen the costume that was associated with the hawk. It looks like freaking Big Bird.
Yeah.
It looks like what?
Big Bird, only orange.
That is awesome.
And they actually played with the idea of putting Eric Singer in that costume.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, no.
I think I have seen a picture of, like, that makeup superimposed on his face. Or did he draw that makeup on his face just to see or something?
I think they might have tested it. I know there's something in that Kiss My Ass video where they talk a little bit about it, I believe.
Right.
Okay. Question 19. Who co-wrote the song Let's Put the X in Sex with Paul Stanley for the 1988 Smashes, Thrashes, and Hits?
Gene!
Desmond Child?
I was going to... yeah, that might be right. I was going to say Gene Bouvier. But yeah, that might be a little late for him there.
I hear that on the ceiling.
Good.
Luke is like tapping with his feet on the floor, and I can hear that.
Javier says Desmond Child.
What do you say, Steve? Steve!
Devon.
Devon.
He also says Desmond Child.
You are all correct.
Woo!
Okay.
Except me, right?
Question 20. Yeah. Yeah, except you. This is the last question before the bonus question. I hope I'm saying the Largo, is that how you say that, bonus disc on Kissology 2 has one song from all of the solo albums. What song from Peter Criss's album made it to the show?
Tossin' and turnin'.
Twilson and Tweenan.
Tweenan.
And that version is horribly edited.
Yeah.
Versus
Proud
the
Mary
bootleg
keep on
versions that are out there.
Are you ready for the bonus question?
Sure.
Bonus.
It's a multiple choice. Okay. I don't even know if I can say it without laughing. All right. Thou hath activated my weapon of affection, bringing forth propelled ammunition. Is it deadly weapon?
Tossing my
Love's
salad.
deadly weapon, love gun, or boomerang?
Say the lyric again.
Okay. Thou hath activated my weapon of affection, bringing forth propelled ammunition.
Love gun.
Oh, dear Lord. I'm going to say love's a deadly weapon.
Javier says love gun.
Okay. Yeah, you know what? I get it now. Jeez. Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
Steve is sticking with fits like a glove. Steve says love gun.
It was love gun. I knew it was pretty obvious, but the way they worded it, I was like, oh my god, I have to put that in there because that's the greatest thing ever.
Bringing forth ammunition.
Bringing forth propelled ammunition.
Yeah.
What?
I wonder if that's like somebody putting the lyrics into Google Translate and then translating to something weird and then translating it back to English or something.
Definitely sounds that way.
Yeah.
See if I can find.
Oh boy. Get it, Pip.
Here's another one. I would like to twist and turn throughout this evening and make its merriment all through the day.
Rock and roll all night.
Yes.
Jeez.
You and I should insert the 24th letter of the alphabet in this word.
Let's put the X in sex.
Yeah. Oh, I love it.
Who has done this?
gonna see if I can find the Peter accident one, so I can read you the fact that was under it.
Excuse me.
Stop it.
Oh, by the way, did anybody see that they are finally doing a documentary on Cream Magazine? And Gene and Paul are both going to be in it.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's about time.
Oh, here it is. So it said that incredibly the story was kept from the press. Chris was in his Porsche being driven by their road manager. He was pronounced dead but miraculously made a recovery, although he broke numerous bones in his body and lost the vision in one eye.
Jeez.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But you said someone else died in the accident?
No, he was pronounced dead.
Oh.
And then he miraculously recovered.
Jeez.
9 lives, bro.
Yeah. You're on your 9th one now, kitty.
Ouch. Mm.
Oh.
Blue.
Well, cool. That wraps up our show for this week. Thank you guys for coming in and participating in that trivia. That was fun. Maybe we can fit that in there again at some point down the road, like a glove.
Yeah, I was like happy that some of them stumped you. Like that was pretty good.
Yeah, totally.
Some of them were really obvious, like I said, but I do like that some of them kind of threw you guys for a whirl there.
We need to get Javier and Steve actually in here so that we're not waiting on a delay.
That would be even funner.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Harry and whoever else.
Yep.
So, thanks again, everyone. And again, next week, Greatest Kiss. So, really excited for that. That should be a real fun episode. Hopefully we can build up our viewing audience a little bit. So, please spread the word for that. And, so we'll see you guys. What are you laughing at?
Because I just now realized that the tossing and turning question, Steve put tossing my salad. That's the greatest thing ever.
At least we know why he was taking so long to answer.
Yeah.
Oh man. So we may possibly start a little bit later next week, and at least for the time being. So if that does happen, we will be sure to make a little post for you guys, give you guys a little bit of a advanced heads up. So but we will be here for sure, and excited to do. Will you be doing the U.S. version of Greatest Kiss? Yes. Let me double check the version I have here. I'm pretty sure it is the U.S. Yes. Yeah. Looks like 16 tracks, correct.
Boy, all the other versions have 20. I'm a little jealous now.
What?
All the other versions have 20 tracks.
Blasphemy.
I know.
That is blasphemy. That's not fair.
$17. What is going on here?
Did you write it?
No. What version do I have? Where are you going? All right.
Okay. So let's try to talk to you. Can't do it.
So for some reason, the version I have only has 16 tracks.
That's what Wikipedia says is 16.
But why is, like, even on Discogs, this shows 20 tracks? And
Must be showing one of the other versions or something.
Apparently, the European and Australian version has 20. The Japanese version has 20. Mexican version has 20. Why were we the only ones that had 16? That's not fair.
because we suck.
We do suck.
So yes, to answer your question, we will be doing the US version. 16 tracks.
Yes.
No fair.
Sweet. Yep. So next week we'll see you guys for Greatest Kiss, and please spread the word around. We this might be one of the biggest episodes of this whole Second Coming thing. So, all right, everyone, take care. Have a great weekend. Be safe. All that typical stuff, and we'll see you next week. Bye.